Hello! Welcome to the live stream. I thought that we were live during the whole countdown and the countdown music was going and everything, and apparently YouTube had not caught up with the fact we were live yet. So hello, welcome. It's lovely to be here. Glad to have folks drop in for the live stream today. Today we have a plan with me. We have an August plan with me, but it is going to be snack themed. And the reason that it's going to be snack themed is because I am co-organizing a century next month that is riding to every plaid pantry in Portland, which is a local convenience store chain that we have. There are 53 of them in Portland, and we are riding 100 miles to all 53 plaids next month. And I have a bunch of snack themed items, including we had a local artist who happens to be married to one of my co-organizers do special themed stickers for this ride that are all bike and snack puns. We only have like a limited number of these sheets, and these are pretty big stickers to actually go into my planner, but we will see. I might use maybe one of the little ones as a sticker in the planner. But we're also just going to discuss the ongoing existential crisis that I'm in. And the reason I'm in an ongoing existential crisis is because my rink is closing. I've talked about it quite a lot if you've been stopping in for the live stream. However, one of my possible plans was to join the synchronized skating team. I tried out for the team. I just found out today that I made the team, but only a couple hours ago, I found out that the very first practice and the like intensive weekend where they're doing choreo and they're fitting costumes are during weekend mornings next month. And I think it's very possible that I cannot make this happen. So I think that that might not be an option anymore. So yeah, we will have to see. We have a donut for today, and the donut I think is probably not really going to be one of my preferential donuts because it is very chocolatey, but it is gorgeous. It is a s'mores donut, and they'll have new flavors next week, so I wanted to try it. I do tend to like chocolate a little bit more when it's one of these cake donuts instead of being the raised donuts. But then it has a like house-made burned marshmallow, house-made graham cookie crumbles on the top. But then there's this like fudge chocolate topping, and that part I don't think I will like very much. The letter B says that donut is made for me. Well, I wish I could send it to you because it's the opposite of made for me. But I do love a good marshmallow, so a good vegan marshmallow, so I'm excited about that. I also have one other annoying thing, which is that Erin was so sweet and printed out all of my yoga stickers because I ran out last month. But these are printable stickers that I had bought already online, but Erin printed them to the wrong depth, so they don't stick. And so I do not have my full yoga captured in the current month, and I would like to have it captured. I like having that. I mean, I track it otherwise. I track it like in my like data where I track everything else, like miles biked and number of tacos eaten and burritos and everything. I track the number of hours of yoga I do, but I like to see it in the planner. All right, so I am going to just have an ongoing existential crisis about what I am doing about skating, and we are going to decorate this planner. And we will talk about something, I mean, find it. Oh no, this washi tape is really attacking the paper. It's a sign of what my life is going to be like when the Lloyd Center. What does Erin use to make the stickers? Erin uses the our large. We have a large format Canon printer, and then we have a Silhouette. And I can make stickers too, but Erin works in the office where the sticker printer is, and seemingly is a little less frustrated by minute, poor software tasks than I am, and so often makes stickers for me. One of the things we're going to need to put on the list is that I need to have Erin make stickers next week. Erin is also not here right now on a business trip, and therefore not going to be available to help me eat this chocolate donut. But if I really don't like it, Erin is coming back tomorrow, and I have a feeling it will hold because it's a cake donut. Doodle a yoga. I could doodle all the yogas, or I could just wait so they're uniform. I can backfill it. All right, so this is from Hubman and Chubgirl. So I actually ended up, after, I think last week, doing a thing about not buying a bunch of stationery. I knew I was going to be buying this for the Plaid Pantry Century. And I ended up getting, like, I had, like, shop cash. So I ended up spending almost no money on all of these stickers I got from Hubman and Chubgirl. But I always knew we would be doing a snack theme for Plaid Pantry Stationery Month, for sure. Like, this was never in question. Even though a lot of these are not even things that I eat. Almost nobody is the best price. It is the best price. Also, these were business expenses because my business is essentially co-sponsoring. Because we got patches for all the riders and these stickers, and then this is not officially affiliated with the convenience store, but the convenience store thinks it's great, and so they've given us some like snacks and energy bars and some like swag, including the CEO is theoretically gonna like come ride this with us, which is awesome. I do feel like we should maybe let the 8 stand. I could put something over there. All right, what? We gotta get the Plaid Pantry colors going on here. Do I have a red? I don't really actually have a lot of reds. I've got to have at least one red marker sticker. I have this, but that's really more of a salmon situation. All right, that's the closest to red we're gonna find. And a blue. I have a blue Frixon. I have this very mild blue, but it's really not the right. These are the Plaid Pantry colors here. This yellow, blue, and red. When is the Plaid Pantry Century? It is August 16th. So I actually have like a kind of terrifying work schedule because, or bike ride schedule, not work schedule, because I am leading a ride on the 1st, on the 8th, and on the 16th. And I'm also hosting a party for my friend at our house on the 9th. And I took the 8th and the 16th off of work because we were going to skate all day on the final day. And I can't ride a century while also working a full day. I am not in that kind of shape. Maybe someone is, but that's not me. So I am not co-organizing this, but there's a Midwesterners ride, and I might do chili for that. All right. I guess the question is, with a pencil, should I fill in the stuff for synchronized skating or should I not? Ma'am, what are you doing? No. I had a cat just break into my closet. You don't need to break into the closet. I already fed you. Okay. We gotta write stuff down here. So, I think I'm not gonna be able to do the synchro now. I'm like, do I do it or not? I am speaking in, stop it! Y'all, can you see this? She is just fully trying to break into this closet. Stop it. I'm gonna lock you out. Yeah, you're getting locked out. She's now gonna start screaming on that door because I'm talking to someone else without her. Good, you should come to the chili ride. You should make some chili. All right, so I think I need to put in a couple things here. Let's put in the things that I very solidly know are happening. And then we'll kind of backfill as we figure out what's happening. If I'm gonna do the synchro intensive. And okay, so the Spice Girls ride is this Friday. But I need to be in bed really early. And then also on Friday is skate prom, which they're doing before the Lloyd Center closes. Then I also have a stewards meeting on that Friday, so this is in the previous month, so I don't really need to mark that down. Okay, then I'm doing Babe Aid reporting. So I'm hosting, and then I have 2 p.m. reporting on the final Beyblade tournament, which is happening at the Lloyd Center. And then hosting. Okay. Then I'm probably not going to be doing anything on Monday night, but I guess I'll put it down. ODOT ride. It's a ride about like old highways. There's a cargo Loza. Okay. 9 a.m. I have a house cleaner because I hired a house cleaner. I figured out how to do it, and I've hired a house cleaner because I'm hosting a party on this day. I'm budgeted for it. Maybe that's a bad idea given that I just found out that skating is more expensive now. Okay. And then there's this ride on this Friday. Lloyd ride. And birthday. Then, oh, this is Machka and Kugel's birthday. And 11:15 vegan market ride. And then on the 29th is retro compute. Now, hello? Hello? Okay, that was someone calling my house. Please ignore that. Don't know what was up with that. I hope the cats haven't figured out how to dial things. Oh, a package was left. Which is why they left it and then ditched, I guess. That must be why. Okay. Well, thank you for filling in for that very exciting drama here. There's a UPS package outside. Oh, it's a real phone. It's a local phone for the... I can't show you. There's no camera to show you over there. Like, even on the rear camera, you can't see it, but there's a, like, actual rotary style phone. But it's just off of that. So when the phone rang, I assumed that you were doing something because we just talked about this earlier today. Ooh, you finished your 21-day cycling challenge now to get those videos up before July 31st, like I said in the videos. You do need to do that. I need to do that because I haven't figured out what my video is going to be like yet for this month, and I have to finish it by Friday. So I do have footage. I was going to do a eulogy to my rink, but I actually have gotten too sad every time I've tried to do the voiceover for it, and I don't know if I can do it until, like, we're finally done. Okay. So, any other rides I need to put down in here? I need to put Breakfast on the Bridges, Beyond B, there's a Loud and Little ride instead of Loud and Lit. There's a ride about discriminatory housing practices, which sounds interesting, but maybe not a thing I'm going to rush from work to do. And there's a vegan potluck ride. And then the 18th, I'm doing reporting at the Queer Torah reading. And that's a work thing. Is there anything else? Sidewalk stamp ride. That sounds kind of fun. We'll see how excited I am about doing that on the week before the Plaid Pantry Century. All right, I think we need to start on, like, to-do lists now. Well, actually, let me pull up my work calendar just in case I have work stuff that I need to do. Let's see. My work calendar. Let's do a month overview. And then I think we need to mark my days off. For sure. I need to mark my days off. Hey, look, I've got these day off stickers. Oh, these are too big, I think. Maybe? Yeah, that feels too big. Oh, I've got these little out of office ones that are a little smaller, and I feel like those are going to work better. I don't know why it switched cameras again. I must have switched the camera over. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'm impressed how much it has improved my walking balance issues, which are common with MS. Yeah, years ago when I worked for a bike nonprofit, one of the people who was pretty active in one of our community groups, she had MS, and she found that it was like actually very, very helpful for her MS. Okay, so I've got my 2 out of office stickers there. And now let's see if there's any other like work stuff that I need. Okay, please stop texting me. I apparently did not put this on Do Not Disturb. I'm doing an excellent job today, y'all. Okay. Looking at my work calendar, trying to see week. Just normal work meetings. And normal work meetings. Great. All right. So here's the thing. I have essentially 4 big non-work things that I need to be tracking, like my organization for and the stuff that I need to do for them. So I'm kind of wondering if I can use these 4 boxes, but maybe I'm going to use Post-it notes in them so that I can move them around and move them up, because each of them kind of has like a concrete deadline. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Post-it notes to fit. Yeah, look at that. Okay, why am I so bad at undoing the sticky note? That sticky note was not agreeing with me. So let's do each of these, because each of them is its own essential thing. So Lloyd funeral, reminder post, eulogies, root, and performances, and then music, coffin, and armband. Great. I think that's all the things I need for the Lloyd funeral. And then the idea is I could like move these up as I need them. Okay, so plaid pantry. Email 2 weeks out. We need chalk. The pickup bags, and then snack plan. I think that's good. And master of ceremony info, speech. Great. Good enough. And then for stationery store day, I need spoke cards. Spoke cards. Stickers. Promo post. And that's pretty much it. That's all I really need to do for stationery store day. I should do the promo post today though. And yeah, it's a pretty like chill. Oh, playlist download. Great. And then for Kyra B Day, house clean, get charcuterie board, fixins, and then get drinks. And that's pretty much all I need to do for that. Like, it's her birthday party. I'm making sure there's food. I'm making sure the house is clean. I don't think I need to do. Oh, and then like make sure karaoke set up. Okay. So the things that are like happening soonest are the stationery store day ride and the Lloyd funeral. So I'm pretty much just going to put those both up there so that they're up. And the stationery store day ride is actually like before the weekly thing even happens here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it to this week. Okay. We should put a little side thing for all my work projects. And then I kind of want to do some like more decoration in here. I feel like we've got all these great stickers at the top, but then otherwise it's like pretty boring. I should probably put some work stuff down though, even though I'm not that motivated. There is a 12 p.m. SAG meeting, and some of the stuff that I need to do this week is mainly Lloyd funeral, and then Kyra birthday. Could be worse. Could be worse. I was on a webinar today, and their physiotherapist claimed bike riding does not help with MS. It had me all irritated. Subway stairs, I'm not scared to step. I think that whatever the physiotherapist says, as long as you feel the value in it, then that's all that matters, right? All right. The Sour Patch Kids sticker I am going to put on the Plaid Pantry Century Day for sure. Right there. And what can I put on the Lloyd Center final day? Do I have... We should also probably do the days of the week at the top here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I know when I do my neuro exam, she will notice and change her notes from last time. I think you should be like, maybe you should listen to patients and do a little more research. For sure. But I'm glad it's working. I'm glad you did your challenge. Now you just have to do the video challenge. I find the biking to be easier for me than the making videos, as we have learned. Okay. I got the days of the week in there now, which I think is like a little better. And then I think we'll do the reds. It's like, we really need this navy blue to go with it. Well, I could buy a navy blue thing at the stationery store day ride, because that's coming up this week, and it's the very first Saturday of August, so I would have it for the rest of August for this spread. I don't know if this is the most beautiful spread that anybody's used. I should really be using a ruler for this. My only goal for this 100-mile ride is to finish in the upright position, so hopefully I can do that. Creating videos is a sport. I'm looking into setting up live stream bike rides. That sounds awesome. Okay. What else do I need in here? Work. I need I need little Post-it notes for ongoing work projects and when the deadlines are gonna be. So we use these little ones because they can move around. And this deadline is gonna be let's use this guy. Financial aid. Then, actually, I think financial aid is probably going to air on this day. I think I got to finish it this week. And then Lloyd A. And then the Queer Torah isn't going to be due until Rosh Hashanah, so I'm just going to like move it over here. But I kind of want to see it on this page, so I'm going to put over on the side for other stories. And then prison yoga teacher story that I'm doing, which I'm excited about. So that one will go over there. All right. And then I might do a stop requested Boise. We will see. If I'm going all that way. But those are all next month's stories because I'm recording them this month. Do we need some? I think we need a sticker for the stationery store day ride, and we need a sticker for the Lloyd Center final day. So let's find like a funeral sticker. I feel like I have a lot of Halloween stickers, so one of them has gotta probably be the right call for... Sorry that my OCD was screaming, why is it not a straight line? I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, we also need some little payday stickers in here, I think. So what are paydays? It's the 5th and the 5th and the 19th. All right, one of these Halloween stickers has got to be the right funeral ride sticker. Okay, the vampire is like a possibility. I like the bat better. Oh, I do have Oh My Dollar bat, but I feel like he's pretty large. Sorry, I just realized it was on the wrong screen. Okay, so this is what we've gone through in my Halloween sticker pile. I've got that. This is like a Halloween planner. The vampire almost. This is like a ghost coming out of coffee. Doesn't really work. A lot of Halloween costumes. The fall witch's brew. These are all more just like fall themed. This vampire and then the bat are like pretty good. We're getting closer. Oh, I kind of like this because it's like a ghost, but it's a heart. That I feel like this might be the best one for like my relationship with the Lloyd Center. So I think that's gonna be what I use. And Skate Prom gets that, and then a Lloyd Center final day is the ghost with the heart and the bat. I feel like that's kind of perfect. And we're skating all night on the final day of the Lloyd, so I feel like that's also like a good ice skating emoji. Oh, I just realized I have these yoga cat stickers. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back and we're gonna fill in all the ones where the yoga sticker was missing, and we're gonna fix this, y'all. Okay. Let's do every day that I went to yoga this month. So I'm working off of this calendar. I went on the 1st. I went on the 2nd. These cat stickers are like surprisingly hard to get off. This is where you need a little 3rd. This is where you need tweezers. I feel like the tweezers would be helpful. Okay. The 4th. Sixth. I did do it on the 7th, but it's hard to find a spot for it because it was also my birthday. Is it thrilling to watch me pick these off of the sticker sheet? This is why people have tweezers, y'all. Okay. 8. This is so many cats. This is really cat theming it up. 9. 10th. 11. 'Oh, I actually didn't go on the 11th. That was when I started to get burned out with the 30-day yoga challenge and decided to skip because I did a different ride. Okay. And then I did it on 12th, 13th. 14th. And 17th. Well, that one just will not come off the sheet. /20th. And 22. 23. 24. 25. And then 26th. And I already have the yoga on the 27th and 28th. Okay, there we go. Now it's filled in. It's a little chaotic because it's an awful lot of cats in there, but I'm not looking to have it be beautiful. I'm looking to have it be a little cute, but also functional. So, all right, I think that's like as good as it's going to get for now. I still need to finish this month up essentially in my planner, and I've got this guy. I've actually done this already. I talked to the Unipiper. But I still have another week of this stuff. I should probably write the rest of my week's plans in here, maybe with the less. Okay, so on air, 4:30, 10 a.m., and then 12:30, stationary store day ride, and then Sunday, 4:30, 10, and then I'm reporting from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Beyblade. Then Friday, 5:30 to 7:30 is skate prom. I might do it because it's like kind of my last chance because the rink is closing a week after that. And I have meetings and stuff tomorrow, but we don't really need to put those in. There we go. All right. Chaotic, but there it is. And then we're going to tuck this guy in next week. Let's have a donut, y'all. Let's do it. That is even bigger than my planner. That's such a big sheet of paper. All right. This is Talking Dough and Eating Donuts, and we've kind of talked about finances. So we gotta eat a donut. This is the s'mores. Believe it or not, we still do not have the donut log, but I did take a picture and print it out. So we're gonna have some stuff to catch up on the donut logs. But it is ordered. He is going to get it in for me. I should be able to pick it up this weekend at the stationary store day ride. So this is the s'more donut. It's this very cute little chocolate cake donut with a fudge glaze, house-made graham crackers, and then a toasted vegan marshmallow on the top. I think I'm going to like I don't like chocolate very much, so I'm a little nervous about this one, which is part of why I waited till the end to do it. But it could be good. It could be good. If I really don't like it, then I'll leave it, and then Aaron can have it as a treat. Okay. So, as someone who doesn't really like chocolate, this has just the right amount of, like, the subtle chocolate flavor without being the super fudgy taste where I don't like the aftertaste. Although I am going to have to drink water because the aftertaste does get to me. I'm excited about the marshmallow, though. I'm all in it just for that marshmallow. Is my microphone picking up the fact that I have a cat screaming at my door? God bless this donut. It's so pretty. I love toasted marshmallow. I'm so glad everybody is excited about it. I'm sorry. I'm not really the right person to taste it. Okay. Now that I've gotten into the middle, I'm going to be able to get a bite with the graham crackers, the toasted marshmallow, and the bottom in it. Oh, the marshmallow is my favorite part. No surprise. The least chocolatey part of it is my favorite part. I almost feel like the chocolate is ruining the marshmallow for me because the marshmallow is so good. That's are real feisty for a vegan marshmallow. I think I will leave the last little bit for Aaron. I am going to deprive Aaron of the marshmallow, though, because I love a marshmallow. So, verdict. It's the perfect amount of that chocolate cake, like, where you want it to be moist, but you don't want it to be, like, I don't know, I think they call it claggy on the Great British Bake Off. Like, it's a very perfectly baked cake donut, chocolate cake donut. The fudge on the top is not too thick. It's kind of great. And then the house-made graham crackers, well, let me taste on its own. A little bit soft, I would say, but you also don't want it to be too crumbly. You don't want it to be like too crunchy when it's on top of a donut because it would be hard to eat. The marshmallow toasted to perfection. I think they did a blowtorch on it. Altogether, if you liked s'mores, I think you would like this donut. I like the graham cracker and the toasted marshmallow far more than I like the chocolate part of s'mores. In fact, when I go camping and people are having s'mores, I will just make sure I have vegan marshmallows and I will just take a vegan marshmallow and cram it between 2 graham crackers. This doesn't taste like those s'mores, but I think it tastes very close to regular s'mores. And so, if you are looking for a donut interpretation of chocolatey s'mores, I think that would be pretty good. So my rating is 3 out of 5. Like, it's a very good donut as far as what they've done. The marshmallow is great. The flavors are good. I just don't like chocolate. I think if you liked chocolate, it would be a 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, it's a delayed tax, so hopefully I'm not past the tax due date. All right, so yeah, that's my stance on it. Sorry that my rating is only a 3.5 out of 5. Y'all, are you gonna help me solve my dilemma about synchronized skating? I just don't know what I can do. Like, I might be able to, like, try to beg off the last weekend of the month because on that Monday, I am leaving for Boise for work. So theoretically, I could maybe be like, hey, I actually want to be off air that weekend. It isn't Fun Drive as far as I know. It's very hard to check Fun Drive because annoyingly, the Fun Drive is located only on an Excel sheet that is only in one Slack channel, which is always very hard for me to find. And I'm not on my work computer right now. But usually we don't have an end of August. We do like second week or first week, whenever it doesn't interfere with Rosh Hashanah Fun Drive. So I think if I'm willing to move mountains, I could probably move mountains to do the final weekend synchro. The frustrating thing to me is that if I'm getting this information about a practice time and an intensive happening this late, like 2 weeks out for a Saturday morning 5:15 a.m. practice is really hard for me. And considering that's the first practice, I feel like it might just be a bad omen that if that's the starting out is me being like, there's no way I can't do practice at this time, then how much worse is it going to get throughout the season? And I think that like one of the challenging parts about the synchronized skating team is no matter how understanding the coach is, the like frustrating thing about this is that they don't have a lot of control of their ice time. And so August, I think, is worse because they don't have the consistent ice time at the practices that I knew that I could make on like early weekday mornings when I'm not on air. because they're the mercy of the rink. And since it's the off season, they've got all these other random times. I also think that because there's a bunch of adults on the team that have regular 9-to-5 jobs, of course, when they need to do an intensive and get everybody fit for their costumes and do choreo and everything like that, they're going to do it they're going to do it on a weekend. It's just a month out is actually maybe a month is enough notice to take a Saturday and a Sunday off work for a lot of people. It is really difficult for me to be able to do. So a month is really not enough notice, especially in the summer, because we just have fewer fill-ins available because people take summer vacations and then the fill-ins work the week and then they can't work on the weekend. And I don't know if I want to ask that. So my mom's vote is that she doesn't want me to do hockey. But so one of the other options is I could join the queer and non-binary women's hockey league, which I know a lot of people in it. And they have ice time much closer to me that doesn't involve going up a hill at 4 a.m. And the Fall League registration open now. They start September 8th, which is way easier for me. And it's much cheaper. It's much cheaper. And how long does the practice go? There's a 14-game schedule. See, I feel like this could be the best option. It's significantly cheaper than doing that. Okay. I have a cat that is dying to get in here because she hears me talking to someone that isn't her and thinks that she needs to be included in literally everything that is involved. Why are we having a meltdown? We're having a little meltdown? Do you want to come say hi? See, this is so good. Wednesday nights in Portland instead of in Beaverton or Vancouver or Sherwood. See, this is very tempting. And it looks like they haven't entirely drafted out. And this new team is exclusively for beginners. So even though I know how to skate, I don't know how to play hockey. And I barely understand the rules of hockey. Most everything I know about hockey I learned from Heated Rivalry. So I'm obviously an expert because that was a show that was definitely centered around the rules of hockey and like a very realistic view of professional hockey. So I'm not novice in skating skills, but I am novice in hockey. Hi, what are you doing? You want to come up? Hi. Hi. Oh, are we? Okay. Well, Machka says no one was paying attention to her and that she needs to be involved in this. Do you want to say hi to everyone? Here, do you want to say hi to the camera? Where are we going? Okay. You want to back up on my shoulders. Yeah, I know you want. You want to say hi to everybody? You can say hi. They're over there. She doesn't understand where the other party is that I'm talking to. Hi. You do not understand cameras, do you? Yeah. Yes, the show taught us all a lot of hockey. I did have the thought that maybe I could be a better contributor to the fandom community of Heated Rivalry if I had some hockey experience. And that's obviously a great reason to pick up a recreational adult sport. My mom says taking off the 2 days you were on the air is so hard. I know, it's very hard because I'm on the air for 10 hours a week out of 40, and it is just very challenging to take those days off. And I already was allocating to take PTO during the competitions for this. So it's just like so much more complicated. Hi, are we melting? Okay, well, if people are wondering what I'm doing with my arm, it's because I now have a cat on my lap that insists on this. I had 5 cats growing up, and not one of them ever went up on my shoulders. Machka is a total shoulder cat. She will walk around on your shoulders. She requires at least, I would say, 5 minutes of shoulder time a day to be a happy kitty, and she prefers to be on Aaron's shoulder, but my shoulders are a substitute when Aaron is out of town. I do not think I could have cats with the spin bike. I think someone would get injured. I mean, I think it depends on the cat. I know a lot of people with spin bikes with cats. But I do think it depends on the cat. I played roller hockey for a year. I couldn't stop, so I would crash into the boards. See, so this is actually one of the things that I'm a little concerned about when it comes to the hockey, novice hockey league. Is, you know, one of my friends who's in the league and like was competitive and even went to like hockey boarding school. I saw her this morning because we go to the same gym, and I was like, hey, I'm thinking about switching over to doing hockey. And she was like, oh, you should absolutely do it. The community is so great. It'd be super fun. And I was like, oh, well, so one of the reasons I'm tempted is there's this novice league on Wednesday nights. And she was like, well, but you're not a novice skater. And I was like, but I don't know anything about hockey. She was like, you could definitely be in the recreational league if you wanted to be. I suggest getting a good mouth guard for hockey. Yeah, I probably won't play with a full cage, but I'll at least play with like the wraparound head. I mean, we wear no protective equipment in figure skating, and sometimes it really is a contact sport. Like the synchronized skating in many ways is much more dangerous because I am attached to a bunch of people wearing no protective equipment, and like people will pull you down and like trip over you, and like you are doing things while connected to a bunch of other grown adults in a line at very high speeds. And I'll be doing the flying for some of them. So I'm going to be doing lifts and stuff like that. So in many ways, the synchro is dangerous because it's like we're doing harder stuff. But the novice hockey league is more dangerous because there's going to be people that don't know how to stop, that aren't like comfortable with skating at the level. Like I'm not going to have any problem with the skating side of it. I mean, I'm going to have to switch to hockey skates, so I'm sure that occasionally I'm going to end up being like, where are my toe picks? And I might end up tanking it with no toe picks, but... K-Walk Comedy says, just got out of theater board meeting. Between this and Juneteenth committee, I will have full-time work with no pay if I do decide to retire. I told you that. I told you of all of the people that I was not worried about having enough stuff to fill your time when you retired. I was not worried about you. You're attached to each other during synchro? Yes. Do people not know what synchronized skating is? Should I show you what synchronized skating is? I think that maybe people don't realize what synchronized skating is. It's going to be in the Olympics, next Olympics now. I'll show you like a really good team. Let's see if I can pull up I'll pull up the Haydenets. I think people maybe like are unfamiliar with what synchronized skating looks like. Okay. So hopefully I won't get copyright striked for this. We'll find out if I do. I do know the person whose channel it is, so. Oh, is it not showing up? So this is what synchronized skating is. It gets crazier. So you do like intersecting lines. But they also do a lot of lifts, and they do multi-partner lifts and death spirals and stuff. So I would be one of the lifted people because I have experience being lifted, and I'm also on the smaller side. But I'm just gonna say that like a long-running joke is that synchro is a contact sport. So. I would cover their music with YouTube Music if I knew how to do this. This is creepy as fuck. It's to Crazy Train. Yeah, but then in synchronized swimming, they also connect to each other a lot of the time. Synchronized swimming is crazy to me. At least we don't have to hold our freaking breath. I thought you meant with like a tether. Oh, no, not with a tether. That would be illegal. But yes, this is what synchronized skating looks like. But Synchro 9 is going to be in the Olympics. I did feel like maybe it would be better if it was like a slightly less. Oh, but this is what's fun about the synchronized skating competitions is there's like a built-in crowd. So even at like the adult masters competitions, all of the videos from inside the rink are like, people are just like screaming in the background. And it just seems like a very fun environment compared to normal lower level skating competitions because you just got a built-in audience. But yes, anyway. This would be cool to watch in the Olympics. So the only difference is what got approved for the Olympics. So they've been trying to get synchronized skating into the Olympics for like literally decades now. And it's its own discipline. It's got its own like things going on. It has its own world championships. It has, you know, top competitive teams from each countries. The reason that they have been hesitant to put it into the Olympics is because of the cost to delegations, because there's so many athletes. So normally there's 12 to 18 athletes plus alternates, like usually 2 to 3 alternates on Synchro 12, which is kind of the main synchro that most people think of. There's this other form called Synchro 9 that is only 9 skaters. And it's I think it's like much better for a audience who doesn't, because synchronized skating is also called precision skating because everything is about everybody matching on these correct edges and turns, and all of them have like tippity top skating skills. And the Synchro 9 has like sudden death heats, and there's only 9 people on ice, and that's part of the reason that they were able to get it included into the French Alps Olympics that's happening next because of the fewer athletes, because delegations were just very concerned about cost if they were adding like 20 athletes to their delegation. Oh yeah, I could add YouTube music in YouTube editor after the live is finished. Well, that also was a video from, it's not just about music because the video itself is from a different YouTube channel, but I do know the guy who runs it, so. Is this a cult, the cult of skating? Yes. Although it is very similar to synchronized skating in that like everybody will have their hair in these low buns, but fortunately we just need to use hairspray and we don't need to use like gelatin. Have you ever watched someone like fully gelatin their hair for synchronized skating? Because it's crazy. It is. I definitely spent like 3 hours during the pandemic watching people gelatin their hair for synchronized skating competitions. Yeah, so I don't know what to do about it. What would you all do? Would you prioritize your career over your expensive hobby on a team that you haven't even been on yet? Would you take this as a bad omen? Because this was currently leading as my best plan for how to keep skating when my rink closes. It has the accountability, it has built-in community, but maybe hockey. Maybe I should just do hockey. We were loaded up with gel. Did you use actual gelatin though? Because we would just do like a bunch of hairspray, but this is the gelatin like shellacking that they do for synchronized skating is a wild. My sister did cheerleading. We do not have to gel our hair. We just have to hairspray / regular gel, but we don't have to put actual gelatin and like mix gelatin packets into their hair. If you ever read Arthur C. Clarke's Childhood Ends, it's like the dances the possessed children do at the end. I find this so cool. It's so funny to me that everybody is like, this is terrible. This is when it's not lit for show and it's just lit like this. It's much more normal, I feel like. Nice. That's a pivoting intersection. Very exciting. But this is also a sport that I'm going to have to learn if I do it, because there's all these rules for synchronized skating that I don't know, but there's like an environment. I don't know. I could do this. I could do hockey. I could just quit everything. I could just go back to weightlifting and running around the block. Maybe that's what I should do. I did think about roller derby, but roller derby I decided was way too dangerous for me. And roller derby is on the weekends and evenings, and I do not want a weekend and evening thing. So I kind of have like the same problem with the roller derby. But it does provide the community. There's a lot of really cool things about it. Still going to use my skating skills. It's also on quads, which are just not my favorite type of skate. Hockey skates are also not my favorite type of skate, but I might enjoy being better at doing things on hockey skates. All right, y'all, I think that you need to tell me what you are looking forward to this week. I don't know if I've relieved any of my anxiety with this plan with me. My goal was to make myself less stressed out with this plan with me, but I think all I've actually done is continue to be stressed. But roller derby, you need good insurance. Too many people I knew were breaking bones. Yeah, I actually considered doing it in like 2013, 2014, but it was before I had health insurance, before OHP got implemented in Oregon, and I was like, God, I gotta wait till OHP kicks in before I do roller derby. So I know a lot of people who do it, and the place where roller derby is like very, very close to where I work, so it could be like easy to get to. It's definitely easier to get to than biking 16 miles to a different state or up a giant hill at 3 a.m. Hi, what is happening down here? Are you stretching? Are you having fun? Are you having a little meltdown? Yeah, okay. Machka says we're done with the stream. So how about everybody tell me what they're looking forward to this week? What am I looking forward to this week? I'm actually looking forward to the stationery store day ride. I just am not as excited about it as I have been the past 3 years because, one, it's not anything new, but also I have two much more stressful, complicated rides happening the weeks after that, like the Plaid Pantry Century and the Lloyd Center ride. So, and I'm like also lingering in all of the sadness about my rink closing and not having a plan for what I'm doing after that is really like affecting my feelings about the stationery store day ride. But I think once we actually get into it, it's always really fun to just hang out with other stationery nerds and spend the day riding around to different stationery stores. So I'm excited about that. I look forward to watching the new Spider-Man movie on Friday. The Hadestown Pro Shot was amazing. I went back to watch it a second time. That's awesome. My book club meets this Sunday. Oh, that's dope. See, that's the thing. I could just start a book club. There's so many other things I could do other than trying to pursue this useless sport. I say look into Ringette. It still gives you ice time. I don't think we have Ringette here. We don't have enough ice rinks in Portland, so the idea that we have Ringette, I think, is extremely unlikely. I think it is extremely unlikely that we have it here. I think that's very, very Canadian. Also, it still has sticks, so I feel like that's not going to happen. But we don't have enough ice time for just the existing ice sports that we have here. So people travel like 3+ hours to get to a rink just to play beer league hockey once a week. And they play till 1 or 2 in the morning. So like, yeah, rough, man. It's rough out there in our part of the town. Oh, you're also going to the Spider-Man movie. It made 10.2 million, seems like a lot for a pro shot, but not, I only learned what a pro shot was last week, but my instinct is that's a lot of money for a pro shot. Let me know if I am correct. Y'all, not to make this not about things I'm excited about, but I just realized that tomorrow is my first Wednesday since the pandemic, and my first Wednesday, essentially, outside of the pandemic since I started skating in 2019 again, that I won't have my Wednesday 9 a.m. class. We had the final class last week, and everybody dressed up in costumes, and that mostly kept the crying at bay, but it was, and a ton of kids came because it's an adult class. But sometimes in the summer, some of the higher level kids would come, and a ton of the kids came and they all dressed in costumes, and a bunch of the adults dressed in costumes. Someone dressed like as a giant banana, and it was hilarious. And then someone else wore like an inflatable costume for the entire hour class. Anyway, I don't think it's sunk into me tomorrow that my Wednesdays will never have the same schedule again. I don't want to do, Dragonboat has the same problem. There's tons of Dragonboat here, but it's expensive, it's cold, and it's on weekends. And it's also early in the morning, which is when I work. So Dragonboat doesn't really solve my problem. The things that I've identified that I could use to replace it, I could do aerial. I have a studio that I already go to. So it kind of works, but the community is not as multi-generational. That was one of the things I really liked about the specific rink that I skated at, was multi-generational. But it uses some of the same skills. I already have a built-in community. It's still like the working out. They do get to wear fun costumes sometimes. I could do artistic roller skating, which is an option and is relatively close to me. I just would have to buy new equipment. I'd have to like learn a whole new kind of thing. I could do this this ice hockey group, which would be great now that they have this Wednesday night league. It's relatively inexpensive compared to doing synchronized skating. Synchronized skating is much higher level. I'd be flying for competitions. I'd be competing, but it does have built-in community. I thought the schedule was going to work, but now I just found out today that maybe the schedule is not going to work with my work. And then one of the other options is that I just, on my own, go to the other 2 rinks in the area and do ice skating there. Or I could kind of take the null option and fill that time with something else that kind of replaces the community. It could be run groups. It could be going back to volunteering at like the library or the food pantry. I thought about getting back into like, I was pretty regularly doing like voguing. And there's a couple studios that I was like going to where I was doing a lot of kind of like ballroom dance styles. So voguing, whacking. And that is great. It has like a queer community, but most of the like big ballroom things are on the weekend. And they're like they're much more focused on a different community than like my strict community. But I do really enjoy those classes. So I don't know. I have a big spreadsheet. I made a giant spreadsheet. I still have not figured it out. I'm having like a full-on meltdown. So it slightly surpassed Hamilton, I think I read. That's crazy because Hamilton is like, was the first really massively mainstream successful musical in my lifetime, I would say. Like, that doesn't mean it was like the highest grossing musical of all time, because I'm pretty sure that's Cats. But maybe Burlesque. Burlesque is the same problem. It's at night. Schedule-wise, I got like some strict stuff going on here. So yeah, and I don't know, Burlesque, kind of fun. I used to do a lot of trapeze and there was some overlap with the Burlesque community. We do have a lot more of it here, but all right, y'all. Well, everybody have fun at the movies doing their watching. One, good luck finishing your videos, Minnie. I'm excited to hear that. Good luck with to do some more pay down debt while you're in the credit counseling program. Good luck watching the Spider-Man movie, 2 of you. Thank you all for joining me this week. It's been lovely to have you here. Stay safe, stay hydrated, pet a cat if you have one available, and I will see you all soon. Bye.